nice and quiet, everybody's still asleep. See if we can go and find our driver for the day, Daniel. So, ping Daniel, fingers crossed he's going to be able to find us. This is going to be a hell of a journey. The sun isn't even up yet and we're heading off to the jungle in deepest, darkest Colombia. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully I'll make it through the day. I'm feeling a little bit sunstrokey at the moment. I took a lot of sun yesterday and I was not wearing a hat. I didn't know I'd had too much until it was too late, so we'll see how the day goes. Perfect, Daniel's found us, he's on time. It's quite rare for a Colombian, so I find out. Hello, Daniel.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, let's do this. I've never seen Bogota with this few cars on the street. Fair enough, it's before 6 o'clock, but this is an absolute joy. So it's going to be a 4-hour journey, and I've been warned that we'll go through alternating villages because it's high, low, high, low. It's going to be absolutely freezing cold on the highest points and boiling hot when we go down into the valleys to get to the next one. So it's definitely going to be very biodiverse and very interesting. I think I spoke too soon about the traffic. It started already. Oh, that was a bit hairy for a second. Cash point wasn't working on my card. I thought, oh no. Nobody likes driving somebody for 8 hours and not getting paid at the end of the day, but finally we made it work. Looks like Armero's all set. Let's go. Seriously, if you want to avoid the traffic in Bogota, you make sure you get up early. Me and Daniel are having a great conversation at the moment, completely powered by Google Translate. That's technology earning its keep. Daniel just told me via Google Translate that the Czech Republic makes a lot of movies. I can only assume he's referring to the fantastically high quality fairy tales that were made during the communist times. Otherwise, I wouldn't know what he's talking about. Getting towards the outskirts of Bogota now. I've only seen the middle so far, so it's interesting to see how people are living towards the outside. I've heard they don't always have it so good, and definitely looks to be the case. You can tell we're heading through a bit of a shifty zone now. There are a lot of police on the corners, all with big guns. Y peligroso, yeah? A little maybe. I guess the guys with the guns make sure it's not so peligroso, so maybe that's okay. Apparently Daniel told me that he just I understand, entiendo, sí, sí. No, he just told me that he worked as an escort. And I thought, oh, we got something in common. I used to work in the adult entertainment industry, but I think he actually means a security escort, so he told me that I shouldn't worry about all the dangerous places we're going and he'll take care of me. Apparently there's an awful lot of security around here with the guns because they're protecting the airport. Didn't realise this was the side of the airport that I came into yesterday. And I keep banging on about the crazy traffic, but I was actually thinking to try and drive myself to Armero before I got here instead of getting a driver. And we haven't even come close to leaving the city yet, and it's absolute chaos. I'm so happy that I'm in somebody else's car. Everybody's armed. You feel sort of safe around here, but you do feel sort of like somebody's going to mug you at any single second as well. But the police are meant to be actually quite good and not really that corrupt, which is excellent news in a country trying to drag itself out of some pretty shifty political situations of the past few years. It's worth remembering Bogota has about 10 million people, or, you know, pretty much it's the same size as London, but they have absolutely no mass transport system. So every single road 24/7 is absolutely mental gridlock. And this is with half of the cars not being allowed to travel on the roads on the same day. Apparently a couple of months back, when all the cars were on the roads all of the time, it was absolute hell on earth, and I believe it. And I'm looking forward to getting out of Bogota because I can still taste the air. It's weird, the traffic seems to get even worse the further away from the centre we go. Perfecto. Okay, this is the border of Bogota. We're out. Staffed exclusively by women. I don't know if that's a thing in Colombia or if we just got lucky. Ah, there we go. That is our escape from Colombia. No, escape from Bogota. We're not escaping from Colombia. Just seen my first collectivo. There we go, the big red minibus there. I know there's light at the end of a tunnel, but I'm really hoping we get out of this smog soon because it really is almost as bad as Egypt. I've never ever got a headache after half an hour just from breathing the air. This is truly, truly awful. I'm going to be pretty pleased to get out of Bogota in a couple of days and get to the Cauca Valley, which is going to be so much nicer. I can imagine a conversation at a movie studio. Some guy turns up and he wants to be a stunt driver. I go and ask him, what's your resume? He says, I used to drive a car in Bogota. You're hired. Ah, yeah, see. So this is Doria, a big producer of spaghetti and this kind of product in Colombia. Oh, the guy looks kind of happy on the picture. I guess it must be good spaghetti. Finally doing something really Colombian. We're checking out the street coffee in Mascarilla. Already desayuno. Okay. But coffee perfecto. Hola. So this is real Colombian street coffee.
Very good coffee.
Strong. Perfecto. That's strong and sweet. Okay, look, yesterday I tried something that was truly revolting. Now this isn't. It's an empanada from the side of the road with the Colombian street coffee, and it's absolutely fantastic. It's got meat, it's got rice, it's really, really good. I'm gonna eat more of this. I have to go to a little shop for a lovely Colombian lady. Hola. He's feeding everybody, keeping us all alive. Oh, that was the best breakfast I've had in about the last 4 days. Fantastic. Feel a lot better now. I think my headache's clearing now. We're finally getting some clean air. Street coffee was actually sweetened with panela, which is a sweetener made specifically from sugarcane that doesn't have any of the additives or any of the cack. It's generally better for you. It's very tasty. I think we finally made it free from the traffic and the chaos of Bogota and its surrounding cities, and we're now in the semi-industrial zone where they're actually growing an awful lot of plants and sugar canes and stuff like this. And now it feels like we're in a cool country rather than just chaos and madness. So this is some classic Colombian drinking music. This is the kind of music that all the Colombians are listening to when they're getting on their cerveza. Rancheros and vallenatos. Aha, okay. This is proper ranch music. Cowboy music, if you like. And apparently this particular drinking song is called Addicted to You. We finally got an environment change. We're starting to get into some hillier areas with some interesting different trees.
Cuando no hay de bad news,
I'm okay. I don't think I'd seen how sunburnt I was until right now. Oh my god. It's literally like that over half of my body at the moment. I'm really suffering. I've just discovered a miniature Colombian puppy. Hello. Hello little buddy. How you doing? Ah, don't lick me. Ciao, ciao. Oh. So I just found out that Daniel was actually born in Armero, so that's 2 survivors of Armero that we're going to be seeing today. We're now just 50 minutes away. We're about 3.5 hours in to our epic journey, which has actually been pretty smooth so far. A couple of coffee breaks, but it's been really, really excellent. The scenery is amazing. Cemetery here. Looks like we'll be taking a well-deserved breakfast stop in the heights of the Andes. Awesome. Okay, looks like we're taking a breakfast stop in Yanni. Only about half an hour away from Armero now. Even more dogs. Oh my god, look at the jugs on that. Doesn't matter how far away from civilization you are, you can always get your soft drinks anywhere these days. I swear, I've drunk so much coffee this morning. My pee is starting to smell like coffee. It's a little Colombian baños in the mountains. Now we're going to head off to Armero. Lovely square in the middle there. Muy bien, yeah. Nice. He says nearly tripping over his own feet. Oh, we have a lovely sculpture there actually. A hand wafting his notes into the air. I think maybe this is from a famous composer. Yeah, a little spot of very cultivated paradise. Right in the middle of the mountains. It's a nice town. Turns out Daniel has a sense of humour. The Colombians call their coffee red if it's good coffee, and he says I am like the coffee because I'm so red. How nice of him. I know it seems stupid to say, but everything here feels so tropical. I know we're in the tropics, but everything looks exactly how you always imagined somewhere in the tropics would. And it's actually quite nice that a stereotype comes to fruition and it exactly hits the spot. It's a very cool place. Peligro. Around here the sides are unstable. Thankfully it's not raining today, so we're probably going to be safe. So we're about 20 minutes away now. Very excited. The Armero tragedy was the largest loss of life due to any natural disaster in 1985, and it still ranks incredibly highly in all the years since then. It's fourth in the overall known loss of life due to volcanoes. That's going back 2,000 years. The only ones that have been larger have been Krakatoa. The loss of life was twice the amount that I had in Pompeii, yet nobody seems to know about it. I know that Colombia was tucked away at the time and there was limited amount of space on news feeds and things like that, and Colombia is very far from Europe, but it does seem to be one of the things that people need to remember, mainly because a lot of the loss of life could have been avoided if the local government had actually got their fingers out their backsides and warned the people. The geologists had been warning for months that the volcanoes were about to explode, and that when it did, what was going to happen was a massive mudslide was going to cover the entire town, the entire region, and completely swamp it forever. It wasn't news, but the local officials decided it'll be fine, and unfortunately it most definitely wasn't. So today we're going to be taking a look around a town the size and same population as Windsor in the UK, which is massive. This is not a small-scale destruction, it's an absolutely huge one. And we're going to find out what went wrong and have a look around the town and find out some of the stories of the people who've lived there and even survived the tragedy. In Colombia, everybody knows about the Armero disaster. In the rest of the world, almost nobody does. And given that it's in living memory in 1985 and still ranks as the fourth largest loss of life due to a volcanic explosion in recorded history for about the last 2,000 years, it's something that I think everybody should know about, especially the lessons that had to be learned about political corruption and what could have been done to save those people. And we're going to be there shortly. Don't look down.
The river?
Aha, yes.
The Magdalena.
Magdalena, aha! Actually, it's the same river that I think the famous Colombian hippopotamuses are actually living on. Different end of it though. Cordillera Central. As you can see, we've been going downhill for about 2,000 meters and we're still in the clouds. But the big difference as you go downhill is you can feel how much hotter it is. I hadn't appreciated how cool Bogota was at 2,600 meters. Here is absolutely steaming, and I don't know how I'm going to last the day at the moment, but I'm sure I'll make it through somehow. I just found out this is actually sugarcane. I don't know why, but I had no idea that it would grow on the side of mountains. I always thought it would be kind of in the Caribbean somewhere, ground level, but yeah, got sugar in the mountains here. That's pretty cool. I don't know what the Spanish translation of that is, but curva in the Czech Republic is definitely not a pleasant word. Curva of angles. I'm sure that means the curve of the angels. I'm going to have to translate that properly when I get back. Ooh, my ears just popped. Just saw our first Armero signpost. We're 30 kilometers away, and there's definitely no way in a Brazilian years I would ever have been able to drive this journey. We're really feeling the heat. It'll be there soon. Finally made it to one of Colombia's most famous rivers, the Magdalena. So let's go and see how big the Magdalena is when we're right on top of it. Wow,
That's a proper river.
Stop.
Aha, perfect. Gracias. Just 20 kilometers from Armero now. We're going to be there real soon, but we're going to get some nice shots of the famous Magdalena River. Awesome. Oh my god, this is some proper hot sun. I can definitely take this top off now, but I think I'm going to really suffer not having a hat. I think I've almost got heat exhaustion as it is, let alone sunstroke. So here we are on the Magdalena Bridge, crossing the Magdalena in the village of Cambao. Cambao. Oh god, my ears popped again. Wow, there we go. That's big. That's like the Amazon.
Yes.
Yeah, grande, muy grande. They have crocodiles, alligator,
Huh?
alligator. So don't fall in and don't try to swim it. Oh, you can. Ah, I see. So some people do swim over this river, bizarrely. I don't know if there's any alligators around. I think I'd avoid that. Crazy stuff. Very hot too. On the other side we can just see, the scenery's amazing around here. It reminds me a lot of the Amazon. It's like a mini Amazon. Little scumbag. Just been stung by my first Colombian wasp. We're finally coming up to Armero. We're going to see the Armero cross in a second. And go to meet our guide for the day. Finally. 4.5 hours in. I think Daniel's done brilliant driving. We're now just entering the outskirts of Armero. We'll get to the visitor centre and see our guide for the day, but wow, it's amazing how big it is. I understand. Wow, that was a board there with pictures of all of the people from Armero. Here's the old hospital, San Lorenzo. And you can see how much higher we are than the actual buildings at the moment, and that's because the amount of mud that came down from the mountain that day. Well, here we are. We finally made it to the Armero Visitor Centre. Excellent driving, Daniel. Perfecto. Gracias. And now hopefully we're going to find Dario Nova, our tour guide for the day.